Hi everyone, I'm Melanie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have my boyfriend Kalen with me. He is going to be picking my TBR for August. So why don't you tell them what you usually read?
I read a lot of different things, mostly science fiction, fantasy. My favorite series is The Wheel of Time. I'm a huge Discworld fan, big Brandon Sanderson fan, but I also read a lot of kind of contemporary literary fiction. Right now, for example, I'm currently reading Stoner by John Williams, but I just wrapped up The Library at Mount Char and Giovanni's Room.
Which I recommended The Library at Mount Char to him and he loved it. So
I did.
to me.
I did. But yeah, I my reading habits are really all over the place. I tend to get a little tired of one genre, so I'll kind of flip back and forth depending on my mood.
So what have you prepared for me today?
I-
What were you going for?
Ooh, what am I going for?
Or what rules did you give yourself? Because I know you did.
So one rule that I gave myself when I was choosing the TBR, because I'm choosing 5 books, I decided they should all be around or under 400 pages each. So no lengthy series, no...
For my sake.
no sprawling fantasy epics. As much as I want her to read The Wheel of Time, I felt like it would be unfair to assign an 800-page novel for her to finish in a week.
Thank you.
So I chose definitely from my top books, and I also decided to be nice and choose one book from your TBR, something that I assume you're going to get to eventually, but one that I would like you to get to a little sooner. So yeah, really been looking forward to choosing these books for you. I've been telling you to read some of these books for a while, and I think one or two might be a surprise. So
Oh, I'm scared. At least I know they're shorter, so I'm not too scared. But
it's just a week of your life. It's not a big deal.
a month.
Well, if you don't like one of the books.
Oh, a book a week. Okay, I get it. Okay, how about I cover my eyes and you'll go collect all the books.
All right.
And see what happens. Okay.
Okay.
Can't see.
Okay, good. No peeking.
One at a time.
They are under my chair, they are hidden, and the only clue is what is missing.
Can I open?
You can open.
Ooh, okay. I'm like a newborn baby.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. The first book I'm going to reveal to you is the book that I chose from your TBR, and that book is What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher.
Oh, I was not expecting that one.
What were you expecting?
I thought you were gonna do the N.K. Jemisin one.
Well, we said no
100,000.
series.
Oh,
that's yeah, so normally I might have. That was high on the list. But I chose this one mostly because we watched the Netflix series, The Fall of the House of Usher. And when I saw that this is a sort of modern retelling, reimagining of that story, I decided it would be a good pick for you. And
I didn't even know that.
you didn't even know that. It's written right there on the back.
I haven't read the back yet.
Well, we're learning a lot
that sounds
today.
great. And it's short, and I like short books. So.
I also chose it because I gifted you the complete
No, I haven't watched it yet.
stories of Edgar Allan Poe, and I'm hoping that maybe this will inspire you to crack that open.
I really do want to. I just keep forgetting
I'm
because
sure.
it's like at the bottom of a pile.
Well,
It's a base book.
I'm hearing a lot of excuses, but hopefully I start hearing some rave reviews.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'm happy with this pick. So
okay.
first one good
down.
job.
All right. I'm gonna... Ooh. Okay. Next book. I'm really excited for you to read this one. The book that I chose for you next is Flowers for Algernon by David Keyes.
You want me to cry?
I want you to cry as hard as I cried. I have never cried as hard from a book as I cried with this book. I don't want to give too much away. I feel like even just saying that I sobbed like a baby is a mild spoiler, but you saw me crying like a baby, and so you know what to expect going into this. Absolutely incredible book, written in a journal format.
I do like a journal format.
The protagonist in this book is a man with a very low IQ who is chosen to participate in an experiment to expand the intelligence of a human. The experiment has been successful on mice, and the team of scientists are ready to move on to human testing. And there is a lot of emotional fallout from his decision to move forward with that. So I'm really excited to get your opinion on this one, and I'm excited to cry together a little bit.
I am excited to read this one. I just know it's going to be heart-wrenching, so I'm a little nervous for that. But no, I'm glad you picked that one. I'm surprised you did, but also not. So
was this on your short list?
Not the short list, but after a while I thought about it. But
Okay.
I also see kind of a theme here, a rodent theme so far.
Rodents.
So we'll see.
You cracked it. That all of these will be about rodents.
Okay.
My third book for you. Let me look at my pile here. Oh, baby.
I'm scared.
I'm excited for this one. This is one of, it's hard to say. My favorite genre is fantasy. This is slightly within that genre, but it's still one of my absolute favorite books of all time. Maybe my favorite book of all time. This is The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende. I read this one right before I read Flowers, and the ending of this one also made me cry. Not as much, but I cried tears in this book because the characters were so incredibly real to me, and finishing this book felt like saying goodbye to a family that I had come to know personally.
Aww.
It covers 3 generations in this Chilean family's life, and it gets into the very rich history of that country. It gets into some extremely difficult family dynamics, and I loved it so much. Like I said, there is some fantastical elements. This is a magical realism novel. Isabel Allende is very famous for that, and I am so excited for you to get into this one.
I'm a little intimidated because I don't know. I haven't read anything from her yet, but I have a feeling I'll like it. We usually have the same opinions about books for the most part, so.
For the most part.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. We're getting into it.
All right. You ready for the next book?
Yes, this is the second to last.
Second to last book. Okay, let me reach to my pile. This one I am maybe the most skeptical about giving you,
Okay.
but I really hope you like it. I'm giving it to you in the hope that you'll see what I saw when I read this book. It's funny, all of these last 3 books are all books that I read in October of last year. Just an absolutely stellar month in my reading life. And this book is Devil House.
Oh my god,
By-
you're getting me that book. I was not expecting that.
Devil House by John Darnielle.
You just read the other book.
I read Wolf in White Van, another of his novels, very recently, and I loved it. I'm giving you Devil House for many reasons. I'm giving you Devil House because like I said, I'm skeptical about this one, but I am really hoping you like it, and I think I'm just giving it to you because I want you to like it real bad.
I'll do my best.
But John Darnielle is one of my favorite lyricists of all time. For those of you who don't know, he is the songwriter and musician behind the band The Mountain Goats, and they've had a very long career, and their lyrics are always
Weird.
My
favorite word.
Their lyrics are really imaginative. They tell a story in many cases. His career as a songwriter has translated incredibly well to his career as a novelist, and I loved this book. It's told in 5 parts, and each part is told with an extremely different style of storytelling, and Each part was better than the last. Deconstructs the true crime genre of books and documentaries that's incredibly popular right now. And the way he writes about it and the things he has to say about it, I think, are extremely valuable in that conversation. So,
Okay.
Devil House.
Well, I hope I like it for your sake. I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to not like a book. I very rarely don't like a book that I read.
But when you don't like a book, you really don't like a book.
But for good reason, usually.
Usually. And I don't think I've read any books that you've outright hated.
Yeah, because
so
even books I've DNF'd, I don't hate them sometimes. It's just, like, not for me.
Yeah.
But, like, when I really don't like a book, even, like, that I've read all the way through, it's for a reason.
Yeah, you're good at being honest about when a book is just not for you, but you can see, like, value or good storytelling or whatever. But when you have an opinion, you have an opinion. Okay, and this is now the last book on my list. Last but certainly not least, this is the only outright fantasy book that I've chosen for you to read. I know we said no series, but I'm going to go ahead and say that this doesn't really count because each of these books stands very well on their own. And you might know what I'm talking about already, but I'm introducing you to Discworld. Terry Pratchett's Weird Sisters. Weird Sisters is kind of the second in a series of books called The Witches. Equal Rights came before this, but to be honest, it is very separate from the main Witches storyline. And this one just is better, in my opinion. One character from Equal Rights gets brought back in this story, and she is one of the most well-defined characters in Discworld, and one of the most entertaining. Her name is Granny Weatherwax. The leader... You're laughing already. See, it's working. These comedy books are already making her laugh. Obviously, Discworld is a satire of the genre, but also a satire of other things, usually from English culture. In this one specifically, Shakespeare is the target of some of the satire. I adore this book. I adore all of the characters. The main coven of witches are all so well defined and so entertaining. Granny Weatherwax, Nanny Ogg, and their younger apprentice, Magritte. So I'm very excited for you to hopefully start a long love affair with Terry Pratchett.
I mean, I am curious to read him because I know you've read like almost his entire collection at this point, but yeah, Witches is right up my alley, so I'm ready for like a comedy book. That would be fun. Hopefully I find it funny. but yeah, wow, what a collection.
So what are your thoughts?
I actually did not expect you to pick any of these.
Really?
Yeah.
Even House of the Spirits?
That one maybe more so, but I don't know. It wasn't in like my final lineup of what I thought he would pick, but definitely did not expect Devil House. I kind of knew he wanted a Terry because he's been wanting me to try Terry for a while. But yeah, I didn't really expect you to throw in Flowers for Algernon in there either. But I'm very happy with this selection though. I think it's a good mix. A lot of tears and a lot of scary things, and then some kooky things. So yeah, I'm happy. I think this will be an interesting reading month for sure. Definitely some things out of my comfort zone, but nothing too far.
I wouldn't say
so. So yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome.
So that's it for today. Thank you for choosing my August TBR. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.
Bye.